Everybody, welcome back to Snackcast.
Yeah, we're here again.
Scott.
Kevin.
So, we're in Florida, right? For those who don't know. And it's been unusually cold here. I think on Sunday morning, it's forecast to be like 30 degrees. So, that
Timely.
gave us the idea of doing cold weather workouts and how important it is, how to prepare for it, whatever. So, Kevin, why is it important?
Well, it allows you to connect with nature. I mean, that's for the start of it. It increases your energy, right? Helps you fend off the winter blues. I mean, depression is a real thing, especially north and north.
Yeah, I was going to say, we maybe don't deal with that a lot here in Florida, but man, I couldn't imagine living, in a northern state.
And, you wake up at, 8 o'clock and it's dark and you get
dark
home,
at 4.
Dark at 4. So it's important to get outside and see the sun when it comes out, even just to get outside, breathing fresh air, right? Exercising in the winter obviously still helps to prevent weight gain.
Sure.
We need
it's
that
generally
fresh air.
good for you. Yeah.
And then increasing endurance, right? So exercising in the winter is not an option, right? You still have to do it.
Okay, what if like I don't know, it's super cold, my bed is warm. How do you find that motivation to go, I got to do it?
Well, I think there's two things. The first thing that I would say is that you got to create your schedule, right? Your schedule is your schedule, and the schedule isn't an option, right? So if you say you're going to
work out. But my bed is so warm.
I know your bed is warm, but you can create alternate workouts, right? So if the conditions don't allow for it, it's not a question about whether or not I work out. It's a question about where I work out.
Or how.
What do I do? Right. So if it's blizzard-like conditions, don't subject yourself to harm, but it's not it's just cold today, it's a little bit windy, I'm not going to go outside. If it's bad conditions, then you move indoors.
And I fall in that bucket, right? I mean, I like to walk, mix in a little bit of run, but I don't lift a lot. I don't do a lot of that stuff. And staying inside is difficult because I don't like to do it. Right. I mean, going outside is part of how I exercise.
And shameless plug for us, right? We have our fitness challenges, we have our exercises. These are things that you can do on a day when it's not so nice outside.
Fill the gaps.
Right. So, but there's also what's really important is to be well prepared. In Florida in particular, it is really wet here, right? So our cold days are bone chilling cold, and someone is smirking right now and going,
right, somebody in Michigan's like, whatever.
You don't know. It gets 20 degrees below zero here. You don't know what
that was a shout out to Jerry.
Right. You don't know what cold is like. Well, I've exercised in cold weather before. I'm the idiot that's running in 28 degrees with the shirt off in Indiana. I'm that guy.
I was going to say you have family in Indiana, right?
Right. So I understand the difference between the cold and the dry, the wet and the dry cold. And there's a huge difference. So the very first thing I would tell you is be well prepared. Have a dry suit. Have, they used to call them windbreakers, right, for a reason, because they broke that wind from coming in. There's nothing worse than being cold and wet. For starters.
What about once you get all layered up and you start sweating?
That's a great point. I mean, you can do laps around your house, you can do laps around your neighborhood where you can start to shed some of that clothing. It's funny, if you've ever been to a cold weather marathon or half marathon, you see how much stuff people just unlayer
and they just throw it away.
And they throw it away. You can't do that obviously at your house, but make a couple laps around a certain block where you can start to delayer.
All right. So,
and obviously shoes, right? Shoes are important. If it's, I don't like running in snow. I mean, I don't know who does. And you walk gingerly in snow, especially if you're wearing sneakers or something, you want to have the right, footwear.
Sure. So I guess really kind of to wrap up, it's not optional.
No, exercising is not optional based on conditions. It's optional. It's optional where you do it. That's the most important thing that I think you should take from this. Getting outside is super important in the wintertime, and
when you can,
and
it's safe.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. We'll be back to you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Remember, any ideas, send them to snackcast@yes.fit. We look forward to hearing what you guys might want to hear about.
All right. Take care.
See ya.